Hello everyone, it's Marcia. Welcome to my memory plan for the week commencing the 14th of February. I just wanted to show you a little snippet of my 6-year-old granddaughter's attempt at planning. I thought she did a pretty good job for such a little girl, and I was very proud of her, so I said I would add it to my video. She watches all of my videos, so well done, Amira, you did a great job, sweetheart. Moving on to the plans for this week, I'm using a kit from Sadies Stickers called Little Things. I received this in my Advent and I just love it. I think it's beautiful. The soft lavenders and the colours through this are just so very elegant, and I thoroughly enjoyed using it. Sometimes you just finish a spread and you can't help but look at it and think, this is one of my favourites, I can tell already for this year. It just seems to have the right balance and right ingredients of so many things. So I'm going to speed you through laying down the base, and then I'll come back to you for the plans. Heading across to Monday, I am taking a full box from the kit and placing that at the top of Monday, and using a Coffee Monday script from Paper Trail Plans and one of my favourite coffee cups from Mum and Me Handmade Designs with the lovely roses on the side. I've also filled a little bit of the white space on that sticker with some little hearts, also from Sadies Stickers, which I received in my Advent calendar as well. I'm getting lots of use out of my Sadies Stickers Advent Calendar. It's the second year I've got it and I thoroughly enjoy it. It just appeals to me in many ways, and it's great value. So if anybody is thinking about just treating themselves to an Advent calendar, even though Christmas is a little way off, I can highly recommend the one from Sadies Stickers. Moving down underneath that full box, I have taken a flourish again. This is another one from Sadies Stickers. I'm clearly leaning quite a bit that way. She just seems to have a good balance of pretty things, and I really enjoy using them. And I've taken a little bit of floral from the floral sheet with this kit and laid that underneath to divide between that one and the next box. The next box that I've selected is a half scallop from the kit with a little bit of decorative gold swags across the top of it. And on top of that, I've also used one of those little strip dividers, the little pearly, sort of the plain straight ones, but with the little dots across them. I'll have to go back and check what they're called on the sheet, but I've used those just at the top of that half scallop. And then I marked on here using a sheet of public holidays from Olive Planner Co, who unfortunately is now closed, but I do have a similar set and a lovely set from by Sharina Jane, so you can certainly get those. Quite a few of the suppliers have them, but I do know the ones from Sharina Jane are lovely. And using again a little bit of floral from the kit I just marked on here, and a little heart thrown in for good measure, that today was Valentine's Day. I was working Valentine's Day in Australia, is certainly not a holiday. I'm not sure that it is anyway, to be honest. And to be truthful, we don't make a lot of fuss about Valentine's Day. But on this occasion, my husband surprised me by it was just a lovely gesture. I came home from work and he had cooked what he knew to be one of my favourite meals, which was delicious, which is a salmon dish that he does with a particularly yummy sauce. So I thoroughly enjoyed that on the evening of Valentine's Day. Underneath that, I marked that I had quite a few emails to go through at work, and I did this using that is from the Pretty Pink Co, the little desk scene. I actually got those in the white and the pink. It's the perfect size and it's very sweet. You can actually see me preparing a sticker here that I was going to write emails on, but when I did it, I realised it wasn't going to suit my purpose or fit where I wanted it to go. And it was sort of copying the scallopy top that was before it, so I didn't really want to put that under it. Moved it across so that I'd go back and use that on Tuesday. And here, taking that quarter box from the kit with the little notches cut out of the side, you can see me laying down the little desk scene. I think that's probably my favourite desk one that I have. It's very pretty. I know I've seen it in quite a few shops, clip art, but I do find myself gravitating to this one to mark a lot of work commitments. And I did have quite a few emails on this day. Then popping down underneath that, I have used another sticker from the kit. Again, working quite hard to use the things that are coming in the kits and not having too many leftovers. And I just marked on here that I'm still in the process of doing performance reviews, and I used some of the deco from the kit as well. Underneath that, I marked with a TV from the kit again, also using a couple of the little hearts that I watched Damages this night. I think I was pretty well coming to the end of it by now. Been watching it for a while. I just stumbled across it, and it is old, and I found that the quality of the movie wasn't quite as good as the things that we're watching these days, but nevertheless, and when I say quality, I mean the picture itself, not the acting or the quality of the script. It was actually a really good show. It's a good thinker, schminker one. You know, you have to try and figure out the plot and who did it and all the rest of it, but no, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was good viewing, and it was, I think there was about 5 series with about 10 episodes in each of the series, so it went for quite a while. I'm not always a mad fan of Glenn Close, but you couldn't take anything away from her in this series. She was amazing. Using some more floral from the kit and another one of those little dividers that I love so much from Paper Trail Plans. I've just popped them down underneath there where I had marked that I wanted to come in early this day for the pays. I normally do all the pays on a Monday, but it had been a fairly busy day and I hadn't really got the chance to do it, so I popped in earlier that morning so that they were ready to be sent out and got into accounts on the Tuesday. Popping down underneath that lovely, that pretty full box, you know, the florals and the balance of things through this kit are really quite lovely. And I quite like the message in it, which was being grateful for the little things. And as I said, given that it was Valentine's Day, not that we necessarily celebrate it, for us, maybe we just do something little to acknowledge it, and that's really enough, I think. And I noted on here that I was working on Nash and Proda. GP land in Australia at the moment is going through quite a few changes. This was a very big software change, and there was a few ducks that had to be put in a row before this could all go ahead, and I didn't want to be caught short at the last minute, so I started making sure these things were all in place. And once that was done, I have taken a flag from the kit and just marked under there that I popped up to Heritage, which is literally sort of a local shopping centre within walking distance if you so chose. It's got a nice little cafe there. It's pretty simple. There's nothing, it's not sort of flat or special in any particular way, but it is simple, good food, and it's a pleasant little menu. And the fact that it's so close to home is super convenient, and it's, you know, pretty reasonable. So we had lunch there on this day, and I've used, again, both products from the kit. Underneath that, I had an appointment at 3 o'clock, and I have used that with a little bit of floral, and I've taken it from a sheet. I think it's a Crafts by Thaowie. No, it might have been Harriet Wright Designs. There we go. It's a Crafts by Thaowie. And I've just taken the eyelashes in this case and popped them on there to note this appointment at 3 o'clock. And that was the end of Tuesday. Popping up to the top of Wednesday, I have used another, this was a third box with a little bit of gold on it and a little bit of floral in the corner, and noted an early start. I normally start late on a Wednesday, but there really was a bit to do this week, so I needed to get stuck into things, and I find that having the early start, it's a little bit of time before the bulk of the clinic staff arrive and things start to buzz, so I just find that that's very productive time, and I've used a computer from the icons that were available in the kit as well. Popped under there with another flourish, again using the same one that I had used on the Monday. You've probably, if any of you have watched my videos before, you'll know that I like the consistency of the flourishes. If I start with one, I tend to use the same type of thing through the kit. Particularly with this kit because it's so pretty and it is a beautiful cohesive kit, so I wanted to do it justice. Then coming down underneath that, I've taken a flag and used that long ways with a little bit of floral deco, or a larger piece than I've used so far, and a small square box, again all from the kit and the add-on. And just marked on there that I had another review. So we had 8 staff, we're down to 7 now, but we seem to be managing with that for the moment. It's busy. All those girls are always busy on their shifts. We certainly couldn't manage with much less, but they are all doing a great job. It's a pleasure to be able to deliver performance reviews to such a positive group of people, and although, you know, it adds to the workload, it's certainly much nicer when you don't have to have too many difficult conversations. Underneath that group of boxes, I have taken another third box from the kit. This one's quite plain, and I noticed on there that I uploaded my January 10 memory plan with me. I have used a YouTube sticker or an icon, and that is from Arctic Paper Studios, and unfortunately they are no longer open. I didn't realise myself they were closed, and I was going to go and try and order. I get my YouTube and Instagram icons from her, but unfortunately she's not open, so I'll need to find another shop to get those. And I just noted that underneath that review group of stickers. Then following underneath that upload sticker, I've taken one of the it's a little sticker, it's not really even the size of a quarter box, I don't think, and it's got a little scallop on it, so it's really just like a little divider, and it's also foiled, again in that lovely soft lavender that appears in this kit so frequently and is particularly beautiful. And I've used television from Planning Like a Pro, and noted on there that I was still watching Damages. I can't recall now how long that went for, but I think I must be coming pretty well to the end of it now because I've been watching it for a little while. But the end of the evening and watching Damages was the way I finished off my Wednesday night and the first half of the week. Moving across and to the beginning of Thursday morning, I've used a But First coffee sticker from Arctic Paper Studios. Again, I'm sorry that I am using stickers from places that have closed, but I've got a few of them in my stash and I really do want to use them up, and that seems a reasonable thing to do. It's probably bigger sticker than I might have used with what I think was a fairly dainty kit. But nevertheless, it did get the message across. And in reality, coffee is such an important start to my day. Probably a big, loud shout out sticker's the best way to describe my first coffee of the morning. So on this Thursday morning, I have put down but first coffee, and I've used another one of those little coffee cups from Mum and Me Handmade Designs. That is a really sweet coffee cup. I know when I first got them, I thought they were a little bit too big, but I seem to have made them work. I was going to add some floral to it, but the box was already fairly crowded, so I didn't do it on this occasion. Instead, I chose to take a little third or quarter box from the kit. I've used another one of those little settings for the work desk and put on there that I had a fire wardens webinar this morning from about 9 till 12. It's a bit of a dry subject, and it was a little bit of hard work, to be perfectly honest, but it's something that I have to do. I said it's not that I don't take keeping our staff safe, I absolutely do. It's just that unfortunately it's not the most exciting of subjects, and it was a little bit hard to get through, but nevertheless it is what it is, and we're up to date, and I can sign off on that, and we are keeping in line with all of our policies and procedures, and the most important part is we're keeping our staff safe should an event occur in our building. Popping down underneath the full box on Thursday, I had a hair appointment at 2 o'clock. So I've used a Carafes by Thaowie sticker. So that came off the one that I'd used earlier for the other appointment. Handy little sheet, and I'm starting to get quite low on those. They're not specific, they're just sort of hair and beauty products. She's got quite a large range, and often she'll put them onto her $2 Tuesdays, which makes them very good value. And then under that, I have used one of the little dividers. In this case, I didn't put any floral underneath it. There was quite a bit of pretty floral in the sticker above it. And then I've used a square box at the end of Thursday to mark that we had an all-doctor meeting this evening. And then in this case, I have actually used a couple of small pieces of floral and finished off Thursday with that meeting. We have those every couple of months. They're a good opportunity for all of our doctors to get together. They're often so busy and consulting in their rooms. And although we have a very long hallway that connects everything, we're kind of like ships in the night. We get in, we get the job done, we pop out just to bring patients from the waiting room down to the consulting room. So we don't always get a lot of opportunity to see one another, and times sort of can run differently for each doctor. So popping across now onto Friday, I marked on here that I did another early start. There were just a few jobs that needed to be done this week, and as I said earlier in the week, an early start makes a difference to me. I can get stuck into them before the busyness of the clinic starts, and that extra hour on some occasions makes a very big difference to my productivity. And then underneath that, I've taken a large piece of floral and a quarter box and just wrote on there that this was a particularly steady day. Most are quite busy really, but mine have settled down a little bit from the crazy emails during COVID. While we're in the height of COVID, the emails were they were just several every day, and sifting through them and getting the changes to various policies and so on was almost a full-time job. It was crazy. But that has definitely settled down now that the government appears to be working on managing the problem rather than trying to control it. And the numbers are slowly but surely decreasing, although I've recently heard there's another strain. But it seems that we are doing our best to cope with it in the community, and I get the feeling, just starting to feel a small snippet of normality coming back to some of our processes. So underneath that sticker, which I used the larger piece of floral for, which was marking that it was a steady day, I'm a bit sad that I sort of put it over the top really, because you actually lost half of that pretty floral by doing that. probably not one of my better efforts, but nevertheless it did bring a little bit of colour to that one. And then on this afternoon we were going to be picking up our grandkids, and we were going to take them out and have some dinner with them. But we ended up staying at my son's house, and we had dinner with them this night and then brought the kids home after that. They were pretty tired by this time, so we didn't have an awful lot of time together before they were heading off to bed. Amira, in the end, I think came up and was sort of asking me if she could go to bed, so they were definitely tired. Again, I have used those little hearts clusters that I have used through the plan, and I've put some of that there, as well as I'm starting to use up some of the tiny pieces of floral. Now that I'm getting towards the end of the spread, my floral is a little bit depleted. I did have two sheets. One had more of a focus into the lavenders, and the other one was a fairly creamy plain one. I stuck with the lavender kit, and I just managed, as you'll see when I get to the end, that I just managed to sort of get enough out of it, and I didn't end up introducing the cream one into it. Then underneath where I acknowledged picking up the kids and having dinner went another little flourish divider and a small piece of deco before I head down to another box. Now this one's got a little scalloped bottom on it. The lovely thing about Sadies Stickers kits is her variety of boxes. They're really very sweet, and I just love the simple details, which I'm sure is why I'm so drawn to her things, where she just puts a little scallop on the odd box here and there, or hangs a swag of gold foiling across a corner. They're the things that just appeal to me so much, and those details are what make the difference between a lovely kit and a beautiful kit, in my opinion. And then I've finished off again with a couple of these sweet little hearts scattered everywhere. I've only got this one sheet of these, and I've already used them quite a bit, and I seem to continue to use them. I quite like them. So I'm clearly I don't know if that's a special because it was in her advent calendar, so there's a good chance I can't get them again, but I will definitely keep an eye out for them. Then popped across on to Saturday. Normally my grandson's quite an early riser, but even he had a small sleep in on this morning after our late night, and I just put there a knife, fork and spoon because after we got up we headed out for a late breakfast. Usually we give the grandkids, any of the grandkids that stay, Nana's rules is they get pretty much what they want. We only get to have them here and there for a day or two. Most of them now are at school, and so they've got busy activities themselves, and we can catch up on the weekend while they're not committed to sports and while they're young. And so, I think grandparent time is a special time, and it's not a time of following all the rules that you follow from Monday to Friday or when you're at home with mum and dad. So the kids chose where they would like to go for breakfast, and we headed on out. And then after we had had breakfast, a little treat that they are enjoying is there's a lovely little lolly shop in our local town. It's really sweet. It's very old-fashioned, lots of little bags that have been packed with the sorts of lollies you don't necessarily see on supermarket shelves, and the kids love it. And it's become a little bit of a thing now that we pop to the lolly shop and grab a couple of things. They're very good. I just give them a limit, and they can buy virtually whatever they like within that limit. And my advice to them is usually to pace themselves, but I've got one grandchild that's more than happy. She'll pace herself and end up having a bag with some things to take home. But I have another couple that just can't do it, and so they are busy enjoying theirs and don't end up taking home anything. They have an empty bag at the end of their visit. And then that afternoon we did some crafts with the kids. One of my granddaughters is thoroughly enjoying, she's beginning to do some planning, and she's doing a lovely job of that. And so we spent some time doing that, and another one is a budding Stephen King. He thinks that, not that he's seen any Stephen King movies, he's too young, but he loves the suspense and all of those sorts of things. So we were having a bit of a play around with making a movie. So we dropped the kids back home. Actually, no, their mum and dad came to pick them up this night because they were heading on out to an evening engagement. And then after the kids had gone, myself and my younger son and his girlfriend popped out to a restaurant that had opened up out here. I'm not a big burger person, but nevertheless, we tried this new burger restaurant. Actually, it was really very nice. We had a very pleasant evening, and so that finished off our Saturday. Popping over onto the morning of Sunday, I've used another one of those little notched boxes and a Crafts by Thaowie pillow and mask sticker, and noted on there that I had another sleep in this morning, a slightly quieter one than the morning before, but nevertheless that was a bit of a bonus. Underneath that I have used another one of those flourishes with a small piece of deco and some little hearts. Then I've used a camera again. This camera is from Crafts by Thaowie also, and another one of those half scallops that were in the kit. And I marked on there that I filmed my January 31 spread on this Sunday morning. Heading from that particular sticker, I've gone down a little bit further and noted that I needed to head into my clinic this morning. Those of you that have been with me before will know that a couple of weeks ago we had a flood at the clinic. There was quite a lot of water in the place. It was amazing that it dried out as well as it did. But one of my doctors was a bit concerned about what she believed to be some mould. Actually, there was some mould in one area, and I met there on this day to get that sorted out. And so I've used a cleaning sticker from the kit and the little bit of florals that are sort of now becoming a little scarce, and I've popped that on that sticker just to note that we did a little bit of a mould treatment at the clinic that day. Then once I'd come home from there, it was really quite a lazy afternoon. We'd done most of the things we had wanted to do over the weekend, and I think I actually watched some TV, which I rarely ever do during the day. But it was just, a pleasant, lazy afternoon, and I thoroughly enjoyed the downtime. Normally I would do some crafting, but I just didn't feel like doing it on this day and decided to enjoy the quietness. The rest of the family were out doing what they do, and the house was very quiet, and it was a nice opportunity for a lazy afternoon. So that sticker there with the do not disturb and the candles sitting on the books, which are quite sweet, is from Live, Love and Craft, a local Melbourne girl who does some very nice kits and stickers and various planner accessories, and that's quite a nice little do not disturb sticker, I think. Even though it's not foiled, it's still a lovely sticker. And that little box, the little square box again from the kit, had a couple of cute little hearts in the bottom corner that were already there. I didn't have to add those to it. And then I've just popped a small amount of floral left from the sheet behind that lazy afternoon sticker. And that night I did do some planning. I started setting up my plan for the following week. Not that I've actually marked it on here, but that was how that lazy afternoon evolved. And then I finished off watching a little bit more of my series on TV. So that was my week, a very enjoyable week, and I will be back to plan with you for next week very soon. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you back next time. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you can. I'm just going through and filling out my sidebar. On this occasion I have filled in with meals, and sometimes I use gratitudes on the side there, and I have been trying to keep up with my steps and my vitamins. I've not always marked them off. I hate putting a line through those pretty foiled Monday to Fridays, but I do actually note them in my day-to-day planner and the number of steps I'm taking. I'm trying to build my steps up at the moment and improve my fitness, so that's part of my goals going forward into 2022. So I'm just showing you now some of the stickers that are left over. Again, worked hard to use as many as I could from the kit, and I feel fairly happy that I've done that. And there was plenty of foil brought in on this one. Those gold strips at the top were very, very nice, and they certainly added some elegance to this kit as well. As I said, thanks for joining me, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one.